Hey folks, it's me Chris, and I wanted to take a few seconds of your time to talk about this awesome new opportunity that we've been presented with for all of our lovely listeners. We can now offer you all a 1-month free trial from audible.com, allowing you full access to a vast library of audiobooks to choose from. As I mentioned earlier, the trial is completely free, and all you have to do is visit audibletrial.com/GHS and follow the instructions to sign up for a free membership today. We hope you guys enjoy Audible just as much as we do, and thanks for your time. Alright, well cool, that was Talk Nerdy to Me. We'll go ahead and jump in directly to our nerd news. Dude, do you want to take this first one, or do you want me to take it?
I will. Ooh. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Tough. You want to go for it.
Right. So, Electronic Arts is working on its own, quote, Assassin's Creed style, end quote, game with ex-Ubisoft producer Jade Raymond. So, addressing yesterday's UBS Global Technology Conference, EA's CFO Blake Georgeson has confirmed that the developer was looking to expand its reach, as it had, quote, never really operated, end quote, in an action-oriented, open-world, single-player games. And he said, and I quote, "We've never really operated in the largest genre of gaming, and that's the action genre. That's the Assassin's Creed style games. More open-world, more single-player versus... Oh, typo. Single-player versus multiplayer.
Sentence. Yeah.
It's a typo completely. There's missing an ER in it. It's not been an area that we've operated in. And we've recently hired Jade Raymond, who is behind the Assassin's Creed franchise for Ubisoft, and she will be building an action genre for us through a studio we're building out in Montreal right now. Jesus Christ, it's so weird, the kind of thing. So a lot of excitement around the action genre. Raymond left Ubisoft Toronto last October and joined EA in July to found a new studio called Motive. During her 10 years at Ubisoft, founding member Raymond produced the first Assassin's Creed game and served as executive producer on Assassin's Creed 2, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Watch Dogs, which was the biggest pile of shit you'll ever play, but we won't get into that again.
Oh man, I still remember the one boss battle of that game where he's like, what is it? He's like, man, I'm gonna get you, dog. And then the guy's like, go ahead and try to get me. I bet you can. And he's like, man, fuck you, dog. And then like he attacks you, and I'm like, oh god, this is so terrible. I was so pissed at that point, man. We were all played like damn fiddles, but dude, this is so great. I am so happy for Jade Raymond, man. She's like, we did a story on her. I think it was earlier this year, how she got her promotion, and she's now heading this up. She's working on that new Star Wars game that Visceral Games is doing, and I'm so excited about that game, man. Amy Hennig is a part of that, and she's fucking fantastic too. So I'm so happy for her. You know, I think it's so cool. I think it's not a saying that, oh, we're working on an Assassin's Creed style game with the person that produced Assassin's Creed is a bit on the nose, but I'm sure it's just going to be like the basic foundations of what an Assassin's Creed game is, and not necessarily what Assassin's Creed is. So in other words, I don't think EA is making a stealth action game that will come out every year. I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's just going to be like the feeling of it, like how they described it, open world, more single play versus multiplayer, shit like that. But yeah, that's great, man. I mean, I'd like to know more info on it. Wouldn't it be funny if it's like a complete ripoff and it's like the creed of the people who hide in the shadows or some bullshit like that? Longest title ever. Like, come on, Raymond. Jade, what's the hell's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure this is what the direction needs to be going for the next game, especially for us using the words more Assassin's Creed style games.
Yeah.
I don't think people really care about the Assassin's Creed games. I think the sales actually dwindled a little bit this year. I certainly didn't pick up the game, and that was fucking out of godsend for what I actually paid for Unity the year before that. But I don't think people want them. I think more people are kind of getting already fatigued on open world, because everything's turning open world. For fuck's sake, Metal Gear Solid's open world.
When the hell did that happen, by the way? Didn't it just kind of creep up on us?
Probably the last few years. Every game's
Yeah.
been changing it.
Like GTA 5, right? That was open world, and then, like, yeah, holy shit. I didn't realize that, dude, until you mentioned that. But yeah, there's been a lot of open world games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it raises an eyebrow that we're even doing that and don't even compare it to Assassin's Creed. You could probably just use a different kind of like model. And I mean, Assassin's Creed really not been that innovative at all since 2, really. Maybe 4 as well, but the ship combat was just one thing about it. But yeah, I'll see what happens. I'm not really too keen. I'd rather her keep working on that Star Wars game, if anything, with Amy Hennig. I'm
Oh,
obviously more interested in that than in the Assassin's Creed style game.
yeah, super excited. And no, I don't want to like jump ship and talk about it too much, but yeah, I love how it's rumored that's going to be about smuggling and shit. A lot of people think it might be a Han Solo game or something. So, ah, man, yeah, I'm super excited about that. Really great. I mean, Jade Raymond is a great producer. Amy Hennig's a great writer, and like, what a great team behind that game already. But that's awesome. That's great news. I'm so happy that she keeps climbing up the corporate ladder because I really think she deserves all of it. She really is like a pretty damn good producer. Um,
Yeah.
but all right. Well, I'll tackle our last gaming piece news. This is Adam and I kind of like arched our brows when we read this because we're like, what the fuck are they talking about? But so Naughty Dog, who is currently working on Uncharted 4, says that after Uncharted 4 comes out, they have at least one more game planned for PlayStation 4. So, when asked about the studio's plans after Uncharted 4, whether or not its next game will be out this console generation, Naughty Dog community strategist Arnie Mayer, hope I'm pronouncing that right, said the following: "I would hope so. I would hope we would release a game pretty soon. Yeah, our development cycles aren't too long, and I have no idea how long this console generation really is going to last. But yeah, there's no doubt it should be in this console generation for sure." And then he continued by saying, or Mayer continued by saying, "I mean, I have no doubt. I don't know what the timelines are, but we have at least one, maybe two games left in the console generation, maybe more. Clearly, we can release a game really late in a console generation and do well, right?" And of course, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is coming out March 18th, 2016, for PS4. Like, this is like almost like a no duh thing, but it's kind of interesting that that was even brought out as a question to them. Of course, they're going to release another game. Everyone knows The Last of Us 2 is coming, and they're probably going to do another game after that. It'll probably be like either like a new IP after Last of Us 2, so they can at least have a new IP come out on PS4. That's my prediction. Maybe they'll do a cart game after that. That'd be nice, right?
Yeah, they had the Last of Us 2. They have the Last of Us 2 in development. We can pretty much confirm that. They've probably got a small part of its division working on it right now.
Oh, totally.
Like basic concept art and everything else. And then probably at the beginning of the new year, they're going to start pushing more people onto Uncharted, just to get it out of the door. I think, yeah, I don't really believe they have one more game in them. Uncharted goes, and I think they'll start shipping off the franchise to a different developer, overseen by Naughty Dog, like a little bit here and there. But I think it'll be like a new story, new characters, etc., etc. And yeah, I think they'll use The Last of Us as the kind of like the next franchise to build. So definitely not the last we've seen of Naughty Dog. I don't believe that for a minute. I think they do have got a couple more games and then maybe a few more. Maybe an IP, maybe revisiting Jack and Daxter, something else like that. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's cool to keep an eye on it, though. I mean, they have that's the thing, right? They have like a plethora of fucking like things to touch on. They have like so many series now at this point. I mean, they're supposedly saying, like you said, the passing the torch to someone else or whatever. Like Uncharted 4, they're like, this is our last game we're making with Uncharted 4. But that's owned by Sony, if I'm not mistaken, right? Uncharted 4? I mean, the Uncharted franchise? That's a Sony property, I think. So they could just pull a fucking, what Bungie did with and Halo, like how now it's 343. Like Sony could do that if they want to, or get someone from, an in-studio thing. So, but Naughty Dog definitely has like a crap load of things they could do. So, that's a long ways from now. We'll see. For now, I guess just focus on Uncharted 4 and see where that takes us.
No, definitely.
Yeah, but All right, cool. That's it for our gaming news. We're gonna do our last two nerd news pieces, which are movie news. What say you, Adnan? Which one do you want? First piece or second piece?
I'll take the first one. This was really interesting.
Oh yeah, go for it. It's a good piece.
Okay, so following on from weeks of kind of like leading into this, we've touched on it at different times, but
yeah.
So last weekend, director Ridley Scott gave the upcoming Prometheus sequel a brand new title, where he referred to it as Alien Covenant, a slight change from the previous title of Alien Paradise Lost. Now, 20th Century Fox has confirmed the film will be subtitled Covenant, and it will be released in theaters on October 6, 2017, a date it shares with Warner Bros.' The Jungle Book Origins. In addition, the synopsis for the film has been released and reads as follows. Be very wary about what you read now. So, and I quote, Ridley Scott returns to universe. Ridley Scott returns to universe he created an Alien with Alien Covenant, the second chapter in a prequel trilogy that begins with Prometheus and connects directly to Scott's 1979 seminal work of science fiction. Bound for a remote planet on the far side of the galaxy, the crew of the colony ship Covenant discovered what they think is an uncharted paradise, was actually a dark and dangerous world, whose sole inhabitant is the synthetic David, who's played by Michael Fassbender, survivor of the doomed Prometheus expedition. So production on Alien Covenant set to begin in February of 2016 in Australia, with Noomi Rapace and Michael Fassbender set to reprise their roles of scientist Elizabeth Shaw and the android David, respectively. Given the film synopsis, it remains to be seen if Rapace's Shaw will factor into the film. And Jack Paglen transcends. That's the film that he's worked on. And Michael Green, Green Lantern, providing the screenplay.
You think Michael Green, they picked him from Green Lantern because he's like, the guy's last name is Green. We gotta do it. Just hire him for it.
That's why they did H.R. Geiger. Like the G in his last name is green. It's could spell green, so they picked him so he could put the alien.
Exactly.
Before jumping into the actual synopsis, what do you think the name change?
Dude, it's kind of weird. Alien Covenant definitely rolls off the tongue a lot better than Alien Paradise Lost. So I guess it is a good change in terms of, like, they're sticking with Alien, which I think is good. They're making it very clear what this fucking movie's about. Yeah, I'm cool with it. It's a simple title, Alien Covenant. Alien Paradise Lost, I think, is a better title, but not as quick off the tongue, you know?
I'm a little bit disappointed that the Alien name has to come into factor now for the next film, because the first one was called Prometheus.
Yeah.
And then I thought the string of follow-up films or trilogy or what they're doing, I thought it would just be like, I thought the next one would just be called Paradise Lost.
Yeah, dude, it's really weird because in the synopsis, you're right. Like they go out of their way to be like, Alien Covenant is the second chapter in a prequel trilogy that began with Prometheus. So is Prometheus now retroactively a part of the Alien series, or is it still what Ridley Scott decided? Ridley Scott basically said, no, Prometheus is like its own movie set in the universe of Alien, kind of like how Predator is set in the universe of Alien, but it's its own movie series. That's what he said. And now the sequel is fucking called Alien Covenant. So are they going to, like, retroactively say, oh, it's actually called Alien Prometheus? Like, are they going to, like, shoehorn that title in? Like Chronicles of Riddick and shit with Pitch Black? Like,
yeah.
I'd be curious about that. That's intriguing. I think it's going to confuse the general audience. They're not going to get it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Definitely agree with that. I'm a bit kind of torn on this title. I like it, and also the fact that I don't like it as well, because now it's kind of like Ridley Scott did something really cool with Prometheus, but he kind of wasted the potential right at the end when he put that scene in with the alien coming up.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like you kind of like made it something else. He's so adamant. He's like, oh, it's not an alien prequel. It's definitely not an alien prequel. He puts that ending in it. It's like, wait, it's an alien prequel. It's like, yeah, it kind of is. So I mean, yeah, I'm not too.
Its original title was Alien Genesis, if I remember. That was its work, like the title when it was like being worked on and shit.
Yeah, Alien Genesis.
Yeah, they go with that.
But the actual synopsis I'm very interested with. I like how it's kind of like weaved in. You obviously get the Paradise Lost reference in, Paradise Paradise reference in the synopsis, and obviously it makes sense why it's called Alien Paradise Lost at first. But I really like how they kind of work it in the fact that they meet David again. He was probably the standout of Prometheus in like every kind of aspect.
Oh, totally.
Especially with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
I love seeing Fassbender a lot more now in films. I think like the guy has just been so underappreciated on like so many different occasions. The limelight is now definitely on him. I really glad to see that. But really like the idea of it. I like the synopsis. See where it goes from here. Maybe we see some more xenomorphs. And those weird Prometheus-like figures.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a push in the right direction. And, it's interesting because what's this other movie? Remember the Alien 5 movie that dude was trying to get made? Neil Blockenheim? I've probably ruining his name, but...
The Bloomberg? Neil...
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, the guy...
Yeah, I know he...
They were working on an Alien 5
Bloomkamp.
film. Yeah, okay, that guy. Yeah, he was working on an Alien 5 film, and Sigourney Weaver was going to come back, and Michael Biehn was going to come back as Hicks, and you're like, how is that possible? Because Resurrection, like, it's been 200 years. Like, how are they doing this? And recently he said, yeah, it's been put on hold, And I think it's pretty clear it's put on hold because Alien Covenant is the movie they want to push forward as, like, an Alien movie. I'm like, I don't know what the hell Noomi Rapace's character is going to be. Like, what's going to happen with Elizabeth Shaw? Because they say the dark, dangerous world whose sole inhabitant is David. So, survivor of the doomed Prometheus expedition. So, like, what the fuck, man? Does she die? Is she only going to show up in flashback form? Like, that's kind of a shame, right? That they're going that route. Like, she was a really interesting character, and I thought there was, like, more. I was hoping she would get more to chew on in a sequel, but I don't know. I would normally say in Ridley Scott we trust, but at the same time, I don't know, because I was really kind of like disappointed in Prometheus. But at least this is a step in the right direction. They definitely, I feel, have like they know where they're going now. They're like, look, man, it's called Alien Covenant. See, aliens in the title. All right, you guys are happy? Great. It's the second in the prequel trilogy that began Prometheus. Just go with it, all right? And it connects directly to the original 1979 Alien. So, it's kind of hard not to be excited. Like, maybe it's been a couple of 100 years and David's alive because he's a robot, So
yeah, definitely. It would be interesting to see where it is. I think Liv will probably put more focus in David because I think he will probably... He was really Scott probably realised he was a standout of that kind of like film. But yeah, definitely interested by it.
Hell yeah. I'm hoping, hopefully it'll be good. I mean, 2017, that's a while from now, so. I'll put it this way, when this movie comes out, episode 8 of Star Wars will have came out already, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh my god, Kylo Ren was actually Hayden Christensen? Oh man! So, pretty curious news. So, recently, Vin Diesel, who stars and is, I think, one of the executive producers in the Fast and the Furious series, has stated that spin-offs and prequels set within the Fast and Furious universe are in the works. And he was being interviewed, and he said that, this is a quote from him, he said, we've written out storylines for various characters. We've been playing with it for a long time. It's a very rich property, and we're committed to treating it with a lot of class. And then he went on to say that, I'm sorry, this is actually a quote from Universal Pictures chairman Donna Langley. She said, we're certainly in conversations about how we can expand the franchise now. It's an ensemble cast, and there's room to bring characters in and out. That's pretty much it. And then later on, actually, there's one more quote from Jeff Shell, the chairman of Universal Entertainment Group. He said, Vin has a vision in his mind for 3 more. So let's get 3 more done and then see where we are from there. Everything has an end, so I don't think our expectation is we're going to have 100 of them. To me, Fast and Furious has become no different than a beloved series that comes out every year. So it kind of sounds like they're definitely trying to like expand the universe and make it, like almost like an MCU type thing, I guess, for Fast and Furious. I don't know if that's really necessary. You know, that's kind of like a bit much, right?
Uh, yeah. I mean, it is a very, very profitable series. It's kind of like the Expendables, though. They have like the Dwayne Johnson, the Vin Diesels. You just kind of get that star appeal behind it. It's just one of those films that people go and fucking swallow up, even if it is tripe. I mean, I've heard some of the films are good, but when I watched Fast and Furious 6, I think I
Hmm.
watched it for about 20 minutes. I was kind of like, meh.
I need
Just isn't one of
to
those films that I feel. Oh,
Yeah, I need to get into it. I have at my disposal, like I could watch all the movies except for the newest one. And the only one dude, the only ones I've seen is the first two. I saw The Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious. And then I stopped watching them when Tokyo Drift came out. I'm like, I
yeah.
don't know about this. And then, and I know the timeline. Remember I made a joke about it, like years from now you're gonna have to research how the fuck you watch these movies. Imagine if there's prequels and
Yeah.
spin-offs. Like, there's going to be one spin-off called Fast, and then another movie called Furious. They're separating them. So, yeah,
And
I just
furious and fast.
yeah,
Start
Furious,
trying.
Furiouser. Like yeah. I mean, it's one of it's a very confusing timeline, and I'm sure it's going to get even more confusing with adding prequels and spin-offs and all this. I really, I mean, it's hard to comment on this. I wouldn't think, based on my limited knowledge of the series, I've only seen the first two. I wouldn't really, I can't really say if I think that's a good or bad idea. I think it's an odd idea. Last thing I would think is Fast and Furious having a shared universe esque feel. But yeah, I mean, I'll catch them. I really want to catch them all and see how they are, and then I'll I guess go back to this and think what it is.
Not Pokemon, Chris.
No, yeah, catch them all. No, I have to see them though, and I am going to see them in chronological order. So whatever I'm going to have to research that because I can't tell you off the top of my head what they are. I know that Tokyo Drift is last in the series, except for the new one that just came out. I think that's all it is. You get Tokyo Drift, the third one, and you put that after what was it, part 7, and then like the new one, the one that has the last one with Paul Walker. That one's after Tokyo Drift. I think that's how it is. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's super confusing,
Hmm.
but yeah. So whatever. We'll have to see. But by the way, this is a fun little factoid. Furious 7. Okay. Oh, okay. It is Furious 7. That was the last one. So Tokyo Drift is after 6, before 7. That's how it is. But Furious 7 earned $1.5 billion. So take that. Yeah. So these are profitable as fuck movie series. So take that as you would.